Hello, everyone. I want to start off today with a question for you guys. Anybody in here who has teenagers, do you guys feel that your teenagers are not thinking about sex and not having sex? If you find yourself answering that question with totally not and definitely not, you may be in need of a slight wake up call. I'm here to talk to you guys today about why I feel contraceptives for teenagers should be available to them without a parent's consent. First off, if we make these more accessible to teens, then we will have less unprotected sex, which would result in less unwanted pregnancies, which can be traumatic for both the females and the males, but especially for the females, as they often get left with the responsibility of the baby ultimately, or they have an abortion, and that can be pretty traumatic in itself for a young teen or even an adult, honestly. So, really, we would want to avoid that. Plus, we have teens who choose to not communicate these struggles with their parents and or doctors and try to dangerously abort the baby themselves because they feel they have no other choice, which is definitely traumatic and not the way we want our kids to go. It could also lead to less sexually transmitted diseases being spread amongst each other. Condoms are the main thing that's obviously going to protect against that. I think that condoms should be provided more so in open places for free. I don't think that teens should always have to worry about paying for them. Of course, CVS, Walgreens, they sell them, Walmart, and that's okay, but when they're in high school, there should be things in the clinic for them to just grab because realistically, teens are going to have sex, whether we want them to or not. Those hormones are raging. They're not thinking about anything else at times. It is what it is. So, really, we should have the option to give them any kind of contraceptive, whether it's condoms if you're worried about STDs being spread, or if it's the pill, what have you, all of an IUD. I mean, there's all kinds of things, and I won't go into the nitty gritty of that, but they should be acceptable to our teens. An argument that I could understand parents having with me on this topic is, of course, they want to be involved in their children's lives in pretty much any aspect that they can. I'm a parent, I completely understand that, but the reality is you're not. Your kids are going to hide stuff from you. Your kids are going to do things behind your back. And it's our responsibility to make sure that they are comfortable with coming to us, or at least comfortable and knowledgeable in what they can do to prevent these scares in life. Pregnancy, STDs, abortions, rape. I mean, it's just good to talk to your kids about sex and know what's going on with them. And I get that. But again, we don't always know what's going on with them, and we won't. There's nothing we can do about it. So why not have something that's truly beneficial to them available so that they can get it without having to ask? I mean, sex can often be an embarrassing topic for teenagers. Sometimes they don't want to talk to you about it, and that's also okay. But they should be able to have somebody like a doctor who they can talk to and trust, not to go running back to their parents and telling all their business. A doctor is going to focus on whether they have drug allergies. Say your teenage daughter wants to get on the pill that she doesn't want to tell you because she thinks you will freak out. The doctor is going to ask those kinds of things. Are you allergic to anything? Are you experiencing side effects if she does end up getting something and maybe isn't feeling so well now? They'll work with them just the same way they would work with any other patient, even if mom's in the room. All of those questions are going to still get asked. So why not make this available to our teenagers? There's just really hard for me to see any negatives in this at all. It will also teach them responsibility to be an advocate for their own health care. I mean, it'll teach them to make an appointment, to show up for that appointment, to take these medications regularly and responsibly. And honestly, this has nothing to do with sex per se, but it can also help our young ladies with their cycles that they also might be embarrassed to talk about. So, in summary, teens are rebellious. Teens are going to do what they want. Teens are going to do the exact opposite of what we say to do, which is to wait to have sex until you're older and you understand the consequences and all of that junk that there's going to go one ear and out the other. So I personally think that contraceptives, whether it be condoms, the pill, the NuvaRing, the IUD, all of that should be available to our teenagers without parents having to get involved, because that's the last thing that they want is parents involved. Thank you.